That doesn't work out very well. That kind of throws everybody off, okay? But for most parts, you can go in two different ways. Look here at church. Could you go walk down that way? Yeah, you ran up this way, didn't you, bud? Yeah, there's two different ways to go. So in church, we have two different ways of focusing, and pastor shows those two different ways when he's up here. It's kind of different for some people, because usually when you're speaking to somebody, do you usually talk to them like this? How you doing, Danica? What's going on? How you doing? You been good? How's school going? No, usually you face them and talk to them, right? So for some people, it's a little bit different. They come to church and they say, well, that's weird. Pastor's over here and he's talking this way. He's doing something different this way. Why is he not talking to us? Because in church, we have two different ways that we focus. There's times when pastor faces this way, right? And I look up here. What's up there? What do you see up there? A cross. And who's on the cross? Jesus is on the cross. And so when pastor faces this way, we're focusing in on what Jesus is doing, what Jesus is telling us. We're offering up our prayers, our hymns, and everything to Jesus. But every now and then, pastor has to turn this way. I get to face everybody else, right? And there are times when I address and I speak to people. We have our readings, the sermon. We have other things that are being spoken out this way towards the people, and then they respond back. Okay? Now, pay real close attention because sometimes people miss this. Come on up here with me, okay? We're going to come on up. One thing at the very end of the service kind of shows how we pay attention to Jesus, okay? Throughout the entire service, I'm standing up here, and I always turn this way, right where you are. And then I turn back this way. And then I turn this way. And then I turn this way. It's going to see how long I can keep this one up, right? Because in the old days, especially when you had more people helping out with services and you had a deacon, they would always be right back here. So the pastor would always turn this way, kind of say, hey, how you doing? Everything going all right? And he'd turn back this way, except at the end of the service. Because I bless everybody, right? And pastor turns one more way, back all the way around to Jesus. It's the full completion of the service at the end, okay? How we face, where we go matters. And in our story about the 10 lepers, there's one leper who knows where to go.